Welcome back to Crypto Crayfish. Excited to introduce a new video series that'll happen weekly called Sunday Scaries with Bitcoin. So, what this series is about is weekly on Sunday. Right now, we are getting towards the weekly close, and usually, right around the weekly close, um, Bitcoin tends to have some pretty strong and decisive moves from the weekly close into Monday morning. And that's something that can be a really strong factor for the week ahead. It can kind of set the stage going into Monday, and it's just frankly really fun to have watch the larger and more aggressive moves of Bitcoin and the market as a whole because it follows Bitcoin on Sundays. Really, after that close, it's something it usually doesn't move very much on between Friday's close and Sunday's close, but then Sunday's close hits and boom, the market decides to do something. So let me show you some examples of this. I've pulled up a few right here and added some horizontal support lines. I'm going to pull out my measuring tool just so you guys can see this. So let's go right back where my mouse is right here. You'll see that on a Friday, we had this close. And then basically for the whole weekend until Sunday at right around 1600, which is right where we're at right now, Sunday at 1600, we were pretty much range bound, right? This pretty tight range of only about $500. So it kind of remains range bound generally over those weekends. And then as the close hits, it broke one of the ranges, and immediately we had a move of 1.36%. Okay, let's look at another one. So that was Sunday the 20th of October. Now let's look down here. We'll pay attention to this guy right here. Let me clear this off the screen. So this guy, this is Sunday, October 24th. Sunday, October 27th. And you can see this same kind of pattern. So we've got Friday. It closes right around this lower bound. We had some pretty strong wicks actually on this Saturday, which was a little bit more rare. But then it kind of finds this range. And then comes Sunday at just about 1600, we get the break. And the move from there was 1.2%. Pretty good move for just a few hours. And then let's look at one more a little farther back. This is Sunday the 29th of September 2024. But really, this is most Sundays we're getting a strong move in either direction. It depends on the week, and it's always fun to kind of guess. This one you can say same thing. So Friday, we had the close in these upper bounds, and then we kind of came into this range, consolidated for a few days of the weekend, and then come Sunday, we had kind of an interesting move on this one where actually Sunday close was around here. So it actually tried to go for the upper breakout, failed it, got rejected, and then got the lower band breakout in early morning Monday. And from that lower band breakout to the next area early Monday morning before open in the stock market was about a 1.7% move there. So again, pretty strong, choosing that direction. You can see in this case, right, that chose the direction for the week ahead. We continued down. But you can see in other cases, right, this was the breakup, and it ended up being a fake out. So that Sunday ended up not actually choosing the direction for the week ahead. We can look at this one as well. This one did end up choosing the direction for the week ahead in the positive direction this time, right? We got this massive move that week. So it all just depends on the week. I don't claim to have a crystal ball, but I do know that it's quite fun to watch the Sunday Scaries of Bitcoin on every Sunday. And we are just nearing right into that close right now. So let's go look at our current week here. I'll go to a 5-day. We can clear all these lines off the chart. Because Bitcoin, of course, is way higher now, as we all know. All right, so I've pre-drawn some lines for us just so that you don't have to watch me draw trend lines on a chart. And let me zoom out a little bit there for you. All right, so this is one way to look at the past week, right? Is kind of this interesting bull pennant, you could call it, where we really have had higher lows for quite a long time. I mean, really since last Sunday. So a full week of higher lows. We've hit this trend line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And then we've also had lower highs. So you've hit this trend line starting on Wednesday, kind of establishing that high, which is still our current all-time high for Bitcoin at around 93.5. And we've hit it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We actually broke a little bit above it for a little bit. It ended up being a fake out. So yeah, somewhere around 6, 7 times on that trend line. And so what this suggests to me, when I'm looking at this pennant, I think, first of all, I think we can go to the tip here, which, this brings us out to Tuesday the 19th, right? And I think, at the latest, that's when we're going to kind of get our answer. Bitcoin's going to choose a short-term direction. As far as, when it could be earlier than that, it could be potentially today. As we know, Sunday Scaries, it likes to often choose a direction. And I think, you're really looking, the key levels right now, a strong break of like 90.7K or a strong break of right around 88.9K or 89K. So yeah, if you see 91 on the chart or any number starting with an 88, I think you've got kind of your direction for a short-term move. I think likely in the next 8 hours or so, it'll make a test at one of those. Another way to kind of look at this, we can take off our pennant and zoom out a little bit. And if we do this, it helps us just establish a little bit more of kind of a broader range. So let's pull it out to like a 1 month. Just shrink this a little bit. And you can see, just like we were doing earlier, if we want to put horizontal lines on the chart, we can kind of put them there. It's not perfect, right? There's breaks below and above, but generally it's been kind of consolidating in this zone. And if we take it to just the weekend, so our Friday close is right around here. So this high, and then for the weekend, we've really been kind of in this range right here. So again, that level is kind of low 89Ks. So I think if you break 89, that's where you're going to kind of see a short-term fall off for the Sunday Scaries. Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if we get the bullish move rather than the bearish move. I think momentum is definitely bullish for Bitcoin on the whole larger time frame, but I also I think some short-term consolidation would actually be really healthy and good for the bull market as well. So we'll kind of see what direction it decides to go. Last thing I'll show you here, you can draw a little bit of more of this is just for since the Friday close. You can see it's actually been maybe a little bit less of a horizontal consolidation, maybe a little bit more of a kind of parallel roughly parallel consolidation here. So a little bit of a downtrend actually since the weekend, and that could suggest that potentially maybe it wants to break down to the downside on this Sunday scary rather than the upside. We will see. Again, technical analysis, stuff like this. I'm not trading based on this. I just find the markets interesting, and figured that you all would be interested in kind of watching Bitcoin every Sunday like I am, and trying to get a head start on what the potential direction for the week could be. So that's where we're at right now, guys. Feel free to comment down below, leave a subscribe, leave a like. I'm happy to kind of, again, guide content towards where people are interested. So got a lot of thoughts on the market, and hope you have a wonderful, spooky, scary Sunday. Cheers.